Greetings everyone, JahSun here, FariStudios. Hope that you're well today. I'm excited to be doing these new videos. If you haven't realized, I've been gone for a little while and I wanted to talk about that and tell you what's coming next so you can be preparing to take that journey with me. But I've been going through some real radical transformation probably over the last 2 years, which has kind of kept me away from the camera, if you will. I haven't felt led to be up in the front while I was in the back handling that stuff. So I've been consistently working, and most of you have seen that. But now is the time for me to show back up here, talking with you. So thank you for taking the journey with me. I am deeply, deeply honored that you would hang out with me this long. And it's been years for some of us together, and I think that's amazing. So thank you. And I'm excited about what's happening next. I got a whole bunch of new stuff getting ready. And baby, I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that. I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to you joining me. So, why are we here? What are we doing? Okay, so the short story is, if you're a collector of my art, then you're fully aware that if you get a print, more often than not, they are going to be accompanied by a poem, right? What I would consider my thoughts. So the process is I will get the inspiration to do a painting. I call it channeling because spirit tells me exactly what to do, okay? And I do that. And of course, through the whole process, there's a lot of ritual that happens, from saging to praying, putting good dance energy into it because it's movement, that's momentum, that's energy, that's happy, right? And at the end of it, I bless out the painting and it's done. And the final, what I would call the end cap to the entire process is me drafting the poem. Now, I am not a poet. I don't even consider myself, a decent writer. I do not journal. So what that looks like for me is I literally just sit down and say, Spirit, what would you like me to say about this painting? And Spirit tells me, and then that's what I write. And it's usually a one-shot deal. I don't toil over it. Bam, done, okay? And we move on. We have other stuff to do, right? Okay, so that's generally what that process is like. But a very interesting dynamic happened my very last art show in 2014 when I started to share the work with people and we started to talk. And the more that I explained the painting and how deliberate some of the things are happening in the painting, I realized instantly by the ahas that people were having and the emotions that were coming up for people. And we laughed and we cried and we hugged and we did all of that. Beautifully divine stuff together. I realized that the poems don't give you the full painting in its totality. It kind of gives you a snapshot. So the intention behind this video series is to talk about some of the paintings, introduce new ones to you as they are coming up, but definitely to talk a little bit more in depth about really what's happening. So let's talk about the piece behind me. It's titled Pregnant with Purpose. And it's one of my favorite pieces. She's currently not up for sale. She's in my private collection. She's still serving me. And she's in a very key point in my condo. So she's in the dining room here. That's where I'm filming. And I see her often, okay? And there's divine feminine energy all in her that comes out all through my space. So I need her here with me for a little bit longer. That said, I do have prints available. And we'll be talking about that in a minute. Back to the painting. Pregnant with Purpose. Okay. I believe Spirit has given us all a very beautifully divine purpose. Why we are here. What are we supposed to be doing? Right? And I absolutely believe that woman, Earth Mother, Divine Goddess, the Queen, right? Is at the epicenter of it all. Yes, I said that because I mean that. So, queens, it's super important to be clear about why you're here, what are you birthing, right? We are always in the mode of creation, right? Whether we acknowledge that or not, we're always creating. The question is, what are we creating? And what's the intention behind that creation, right? So in this piece, it's talking about the Earth Mother, okay? So it has two levels. The first one is clearly she's pregnant, right? She's gorgeous. Look at her. She's adorned like a queen and a goddess should be, right? And then there's more to that, right? Because if you notice all of the different hands that are touching her, all of the ethnicities, all of the races, okay, that are touching her belly. The belly is the portal. The belly is the womb. Nothing comes in this realm without coming through her in all of its species. But at the top of the hierarchy, of course, is humans. The portal, the womb, the yoni, it's precious, man, and how you treat it really kind of determines what happens on the planet, both spiritually, right, physically, emotionally, and energetically. So, there's a mandala painted on her belly for a reason. Mandalas are sacred seals. In ancient cultures, they viewed them as portals, right? So it's a sacred seal. It's like a mantra, it's like a visual mantra. It helps you remember why you're doing this work. Purpose and intention, that's what mandalas are for. And if you're a spiritual being, you want to put mandalas around your house, right? Around your children. Personally, I feel like this art should be in people's homes and around their children. We'll talk more about that in another video. Back to the goddess, right? So all of the different hands are representing all of the different races on the planet. So yes, you are a mother of your own child, right? And then yes, you are a mother of everyone. Earth Mother. You'll hear me use that term. And that's what I mean. Okay? So they're all blessing her. And they're all blessing her purpose. And they all are acknowledging her purpose. Laying on hands is a very, very powerful way to connect with another person. Okay? Now, of course, you just don't let anybody come touch your belly. They have to have the right vibration. Okay? So you got to have some discernment about who and how you're going to let do that. But understand this. Kids are pure. They come in here pure. We all come in here pure. So that's why you only see children's hands on her belly. They're the purest form of love that we're ever going to experience. Okay? And we outgrow what love really means as we get older. And then the work is to remember what that is. Okay? So that's what's happening in this painting. It's a very, very sacred piece. And even this is a little bit of geometry, right? Coming out, sacred geometry. But it's to really talk about the magnification of what her purpose is. This isn't necessarily literal in the literal sense of bearing children. Of course, that too. But the birthing that I'm talking about is your purpose. Not necessarily procreating another being. And of course, it could be that too. But what's your purpose, Queen? Like, what is the deal? What are you here doing? How are you spending your time? Are you committed to that purpose? I hope that I've better explained this piece to you. I hope that if you have not picked it up, you'll consider it. Okay? It's a wonderful visual mantra for you to remember what you're doing. It will keep you on focus. I pass this painting all the time, and it keeps me on track. And sometimes people go, like, JahSun, like, man, how do you stay so dedicated to your work? Yeah, I have these paintings around me to remind me of what my purpose is. What am I birthing? So on another level, this isn't even about, just females. This is every being. I believe God put something special in all of us. So kings, this is for you too. Children, this is for you too. And here's the beautiful implication behind all of this, right? It's because we always have children around us, whether they're our physical children or earth children. They're around us all the time. So when they see adults working in their purpose, it gives them permission to do the same at a much earlier age. Okay? So my grandchildren, for example, are going to be influenced by this painting. They'll be influenced by my actions and what I do. And that's important to me. So now for one of the things that I've been dying to talk about, I have been working diligently behind the scenes on this. And we are finally to the point where we are ready to make Giclée reproductions available to my collectors. Now, the word Giclée is just a fancy French word. It sounds really sexy, right? But all it basically means is the way the ink is sprayed onto whatever the medium is. So in this case, we're talking paper, metal, and canvas, right? It is the highest form of reproduction acknowledged in the art industry today. A Giclée reproduction is also a financial investment, very much like an original painting, at a fraction of the cost. Now, the neat thing about Giclées is that they will actually increase in value, not at the same rate as an original, yet they will increase in value over time if the artist that you're collecting becomes more popular, okay? And they sometimes can be limited editions or open editions, it doesn't really matter. A Giclée, and how you know a Giclée when you see it, is for two reasons. One, it will be double signed. And what that means is, I've signed this painting here, JahSun, right, the original. But then when we make the reproduction, I sign it again. So a Giclée is usually double signed. It could be in the front or the back, depending on, again, the medium. They also come with their certificate of authenticity. And that certificate of authenticity validates the painting. It gives you the date, it gives you information, it can tell you what number it is in the series, what size it is, what medium, and that documentation is something you do not keep with the art. That documentation is something you will put in a safe deposit box, a home safe, okay, so that you can refer back to it in the future, because your art should be insured. If you own property, okay, your art should also be insured. So why art is important is because it's one of the only things that actually increases in value over time, or at least has the potential to, right? So when we spend money on phones and cars and clothing, right, those are poor investments. And the reason I say that is because they depreciate. Technology depreciates. Art appreciates, which is why it's super important to collect art and support artists that are doing work that you feel is important on the planet. And since you're here watching this video, I hope that you consider me to be one of those people. At any rate, Giclée is also very budget friendly. We have a lot of hipsters, like middle class families, that cannot afford an original. I get that, okay? Sometimes I can't afford me. However, I can make an investment in a Giclée at a fraction of the cost. So let me show you what one looks like. This is a reproduction of the painting that I just talked about, Pregnant by Purpose. This is an amazing piece. It still has all the same energy vibrations in it, right? It has a nice thick border. As soon as you take it out of the box, it's ready to hang. That's it, baby. High quality, all day. Look how crystal clear that is. This is gorgeous. These are not easy to make, so I've taken a lot of time, and I've found wonderful professionals to work with to help me enlarge my business, expand my business, share more work at a price point that people can afford. I'm excited about that. So you would get the print, okay, and have various sizes. I think this is one of the largest sizes. This is a 20 by 20, but they do come a little bit smaller. They fit perfectly anywhere that you see fit, anywhere that you can see it and be inspired by it. And of course, we also still have available at a super affordable price of $9.99 currently. However, that price is going to increase. This is our art print. It comes in a poly bag. It has a protective board, okay, so it will not get bent. And again, also, you have the blurb. I know it's probably backwards in the video, but it comes with the painting, all for $10, soon to be $19.99. Okay, I believe that is a fair price for this work. And I hope that you'll consider signing up for the newsletter so that you can hear about the soft launch, about my Giclées. And I hope that this video better informs you about what I was thinking, what this painting means. And if, more importantly than all of that, if you're a person that feels like you have a purpose and you're not walking in it, you're not moving in it, you're not doing one thing to get you further into that, I hope that this video has changed your mind. I hope it's shifted your heart. I'm sure that the work that you have embedded in you to do is something that will serve this planet. Okay? I'm here serving this planet, and it would be nice to have other people show up and want to do that. And they're showing up every day, and some of you are what I would consider way further down the path than I am, and I'm catching inspiration from you, so thank you. And I'm hoping that you're inspired by this video and this work. Okay? It really means a lot to me. I spend a lot of my time here doing this because I care about you. And I look forward to doing business with you. I look forward to sending you Giclées. I look forward to engaging with you more. And if you would, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be doing more videos like this. Please sign up for my newsletter because there are filters on Facebook that does not allow me to connect with each of you directly the way I would like to. So I'm taking my power back and working a lot more closely with my mailing list. And I'd love for you to be a part of that. Have a lot of amazing projects coming up in 2016, some that are blowing my mind, and I haven't been able to talk about them yet, but I will soon. Okay? Anyway, I hope that you have a blessed day. Thanks for your time. I look forward to sending you some art. God bless.